Hotep, you guys, welcome back to Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to be talking about just doing the right thing, family. Simply doing the right thing. My father told me when I was growing up, he said, son, when you're in the right, you have to be willing to go all the way. When you are in the right, you have to be willing to go all the way. You have to be willing to go as far as the one that is in the wrong is willing to go. If somebody is trying to violate your rights, they are willing to go far to violate your rights. And you have to be willing to go just as far as them to stop them. Today I'm going to tell y'all a story about two brothers. These two brothers was from a small town called Texas City. And in that small town called Texas City, they had a real bad police chief. And that real bad police chief had a real bad police department. And that real bad police department began to violate the constitutional rights of the city. They began to harass. They began to illegally detain. They began to perform illegal searches and seizures. They began to ticket people and fine people for nothing. They began to take people to jail for nothing. They were assaulting people. They were robbing people. They were committing all kind of crimes, family. They were getting busted picking up prostitutes, family. They were getting busted scheming the government out of FEMA money. You understand what I'm saying? They were getting busted for sexual harassment. They was getting accused of possible rape. They were getting accused of illegal gun deals, illegal arms deals. They were being accused of using the local news media outlet to push propaganda against a police chief who was being discredited, family. It was a whole lot of stuff going on in this small town of Texas City with these two brothers that I'm telling y'all a story about. So these two brothers having a father like me, that taught them as well to go all the way when they were in the right, when they realized that things were out of control, when they realized that the police department was wrong, when they realized that the city government was wrong. They decided to fight back. But they decided to fight back within the confines of the law, and they went on an all-out war campaign offensive against corruption and harassment in the city. An all-out war campaign against corruption and harassment in the city. These two brothers received death threats, right? They received threats, credible threats from police officers, friendly police officers that knew that the phony police officers wanted to harm them. They told them what they were planning. They told the brothers what they were plotting. Good cops told the brothers what the bad cops were plotting because they were going all the way for what was right, standing up for the community, family. But did those two brothers fold? Did those two brothers tuck tail? Did those two brothers run? No, they turned up the heat, family, and they continue to turn up the heat, family. And guess what? This isn't just a story. This is my life. I'm one of those brothers. In this book, my third book that I had published, Big Game Hunting by Matthew Daniels, documents the whole thing. It documents how me and my brother came home from prison with an entirely new mind state. And instead of destroying our community, we were going to build up our community, right? And instead of doing evil and wicked, we were going to do righteous and we were going to do good, right? And we were going to do right no matter what, and we were going to be willing to go all the way. And it just so happened we ran into corrupt police officers, we ran into corrupt city officials, and we stepped on them. Even though our freedom, our lives, the freedom of our loved ones, the lives of our loved ones was in constant danger. Even now that I've put it in book form, you have no idea how many calls, messages I've received over this book. This book is selling all over the world. It's selling all overseas, right? Big Game Hunting by Matthew Daniels, documenting what Matthew Daniels and Joshua Daniels did to the Texas City Police Department. I exposed their crimes. Right? I got news. I put in newspaper articles. I put in court documents. I put in emails. I put in everything that I need to put in to prove everything that I'm saying. So what you have to remember today, family, is doing the right thing. You have to be willing to go all the way when you're in the right, no matter what the consequences may be. Sometimes you may have to put your life on the line, family, but I never ask you to do nothing that I wouldn't be willing to do myself. So today the motivation is, I just want to tell you guys, is changing the world ain't easy because you have evil and wicked people out there. And yes, I want to motivate you guys and I want to inspire you guys, but I also want to give you guys the hard truth, the harsh realities of life. I don't want to just lie and be like, oh, you just think positive and everything magically changes. No, you have to fight. You have to be willing to protect your peace, protect your happiness, You have to be willing to do what's right and go all the way behind what's right, no matter what the consequences are. All of that comes in it. All of that comes with it. So remember, when you're in the right, be willing to go all the way. You're great, you're awesome, you're amazing, you're wonderful, you're gonna change the world. I just hope I'm still alive to see